Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. Today we're discussing, of course, some Pittsburgh Steelers news and topics and rumors. As we've seen a lot of things happen, of course, throughout the week. As you guys know, the schedule got released this week, and we're seeing all type of scenarios people have. The Steelers going to be, I think, 0-6 to start the season. I think I saw that on SteelerNation Australia video, Mark video he did by Dan Orlovsky. And Orlovsky said the Steelers going to start 0-6. I'm like, come on, Dan. We're not the Lions team you play for. We're not going to start 0-6. I don't know where he got that from. I've seen the Steelers have different quarterbacks many times, and they find a way to get it done. The past 2 years, actually, you look at the quarterbacks the Steelers had in 2023 and 2024 season. They had 3 different quarterbacks: Mr. Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett. They won 10 games. Last year, they had 2 different quarterbacks: Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Justin Fields started the first 6 games, and then Russell Wilson came in and started, and they won 10 games as well. So I can definitely see the Steelers definitely going out there and win 11 games. I'm gonna dive more into that about the schedule stuff after I get from this topic, which is the main topic of the video, which is the Chris Olave trade rumors. As you guys have been seeing, I made a video about this on the Steelers Syndicate channel. You go watch that video if you want to. And I've seen the Chris Olave little trade rumor has been going on. Chris Olave, of course, is a good player. He had 1,000 yards the first 2 seasons of his career. Last year, had 400 yards of receiving yards because of the injuries he had. But overall, when he's healthy, he's a very good player. Has some concussions, of course, here and there, but he's a good player. He's a good player, great player. And I don't think the Saints are going to trade Chris Olave, because Chris Olave is too good of a player to be trading around like that unless the Saints looking to try to move on or something like that. I don't know. They want to pay him long term or something. But I don't think the Saints will be trading Chris Olave. Right now, it's kind of like just a speculation, a rumor that the Steelers was calling about Chris Olave to maybe potentially do a trade. I don't know what it would cost either. I said maybe 2 third-round picks. The Steelers got a lot of third-round picks, maybe 2 third-round picks, or maybe just 1 second-round pick. I think they picked the 5th-year option up for Chris Olave, so he have an extra year. So maybe a second-round pick might be enough to get him over there. But we'll have to see if the Steelers can make that trade happen or if it get done. But most likely, I feel like it might not happen because I don't think the Saints will be trading Chris Olave. But it will be interesting to see. Chris Olave will definitely complement DK Metcalf very well. His play style, his ability to get down the field, his speed he has, of course, as well. Taking top of the defense, you have him, you have Robert Woods and Calvin Austin there with DK Metcalf. That'd be a nice receiving core. Roman Wilson, we'll see what he becomes as well. It'd be a nice little group right there, a good receiving core group. You have 2 guys who can consistently get open and stuff and make plays for you. So that would be interesting to see, but I don't think the Saints will trade them. But you never know what could happen. We see crazy things happen in the NFL before. We've seen crazy things happen in sports before. We never thought Luka Doncic would get traded, and he got traded. So you never know the right price. And, a team might be willing to deal with somebody. So we'll see. But I wanted to dive into, of course, the schedule a little bit. Like Dan Orlovsky said, we'll go 0-6 to start the season. I'm like, nah, I can't see that happening. I have the Steelers going 11-6. That's my prediction I put on the Steelers Syndicate channel and on this channel as well. I have the Steelers going 11-6. Like I mentioned before, I think the Steelers will win week 1 against the Jets. They'll win week 2 against the Seahawks. I'm hoping, as a fan, of course, I'm hoping we win every game like that. You don't want to see a team lose ever, but from a realistic perspective, taking my fandom out of it, I think the Steelers go 11-6. Steelers win first game against the Jets, second game against the Seahawks. They'll lose to the Patriots. They'll lose 1 game that they should win. I think that'd be the Patriot game right there. And then they'll lose a few division games. I think they lose that division game to the Bengals on Thursday Night Football on a short week. And they probably lose 1 to the Ravens as well. I think they sweep the Browns. They'll lose 1 to the Bengals, 1 to the Ravens. And they'll win against the Bengals and the Ravens at their home in Pittsburgh. Like that. So I think the Steelers go 4-2 in division. So they give them 2 losses. And they lose 1 they should win. And then they'll lose some tough games, like maybe to the Bills. They'll probably lose 1 to the Lions or something like that, and then they might have another one too as well, a close one, a close nail biter. Maybe one of those a Colts team, or a Packers team, or a Charger team. One of those teams, I feel like it'd be a close game, and they might take them out. So I think the Steelers would drop to 11-6, which would be a pretty good record. I think I could definitely see that happening. The Steelers, for some reason, always seem to do that. It's the same formula every year. Go through each schedule the past few years and look at the Steelers. They'll win games they shouldn't win a few times, and then they'll lose probably 1 or 2 games they probably should win, and then they'll lose some close ones, and they get 1 game to get jacked up. So that usually happens every time. We seen that last year with the Chiefs. We got jacked up. No, we got jacked up by the Chiefs, and then we lost 1 that we should have won against the Ravens. Those turnovers we had, of course, against the Ravens. The second time we played them, we could have won that game. It was too many turnovers in the red. Like we missed on touchdowns like many times. Like you cannot turn the ball over in the red zone like that. You have to score stuff as well. So could have won that game as well. And it was a few games like the It was one game the Steelers lost last year. The Browns game. When we played the Browns, I think on Thursday Night Football, we lost to them in the snow. We should have won that game as well. That's the one game that you should have won that you lost. So it's a few games the Steelers still do that every year. They have games where they should have won, they shouldn't win, but they'll lose. And then they have games they shouldn't win, but they'll win. And then they kind of drop them around that 10-11 win mark. So I think the Steelers would be 11-6. They possibly could maybe be 12-5. They show up and get lucky if maybe get lucky here and there and get there. But I could definitely see them being 11-6. They have a good. The defense is very good. Defense is very good, and the offensive line has improved a lot. They got Caleb Johnson there. We'll see how he looks running the football. He should run the ball well. Him and then Arthur Smith, doing the run schemes and stuff, do a pretty good job and being able to run the ball. We see what he did with the Falcons. So he did here in Pittsburgh his first year as the offensive coordinator. I think they'll be able to run the ball, but the passing game might be a little stagnant and stale. But I think it'd be enough to get through some of these teams, especially with the way the defense plays. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith at front seven, going out there and getting things done like that. So they'll be able to make some plays and capitalize. Chris Boswell going to be the MVP again, probably hitting a lot of field goals to win the game for us. But I think the Steelers definitely win 11 games. I don't know if he got that first 6 weeks. I'm like, don't get me wrong, the Jets are cool and all, but Justin Fields, he's cool, but he's not like Justin Fields is goddamn Lamar Jackson or something. Like he's definitely beatable. But then who else? Got Lazard and Garrett Wilson and there's somebody else over there. There's somebody else that got receiver. It might be it like that. Then the defense is pretty cool, of course, but it's not like the Jets team got drastically better like that, like dramatically better. Like for the Jets team is still, like they all right. But like it's not like no team that you like be scared of. And you talk about the Seahawks. The Seahawks, yes, have Sam Darnold and stuff, and they got Cooper Kupp and stuff and different guys over there, but the O-line is definitely, you can definitely get through and make some things happen. It ain't like they like a super dominant team. And then the Patriots, you think the Patriots got Mike Vrabel. The Patriots got you see the Patriots record last year. You seen the Patriots play last year. I know they got what's his name? Milton Williams, like that. They got him from the Eagles, like that up front. They brought him in. They got Stephon Diggs here, but I don't think it'll be anything drastically changed. Like they're gonna be going out there and whooping teams up. I think they might have a losing record again. They might not make the playoffs this year. They might be close to it, but I don't think they make the playoffs this year. I think they might beat us, of course, but to say like they just go out there and just jack us up is like, stop it. I'm going by the Patriots beating us because the Patriots always beat us for some reason. I don't know why. But the Vikings one, that's a tough one. It's in Dublin, Ireland, but we've seen the Steelers win tough games before. Like that, JJ McCarthy, you don't know how he's going to look. You don't know how he's going to be. He can go out. They're going to be his first year basically starting. He got to go out there and play against the Steelers defense. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, those guys coming at him, that front seven, Cam Hayward, and those guys coming at him, Derek Harmon, those guys coming at him like that, seeing those pressure in on them. So you don't know how he's going to look out there. He can go out there and stank it up. So to say the Steelers lose the first 6 is like crazy. Then you got the Browns. The Browns, look at the Browns. The Browns got the same problem we have. They don't know what quarterback they're going to have either. And then you look at everything around the quarterback. Who's he throwing the ball to besides Jerry Jeudy? Exactly. Then the Browns defense is cool. Their defense is cool. I like the defense. They're kind of similar team to us a little bit in a sense, but we just better, of course. And then you look at the Bengals. That'd be a tough game on a short week like that, playing the Bengals. I had us losing that game, but we could possibly win that game too as well. I just feel like on a short week, the Bengals on the road, be back-to-back division games. Usually, a division game happen, you take a lot from you. So I think back-to-back division games might hurt us. But to say we're gonna start off 0-6, I'm like, I cannot see that happen. I could definitely see us starting off 5-1 or 4-2. But he could have said at least 3-3 or something. He said 0-6. I'm like, yeah, like these teams are like, we playing the Chiefs. Yeah, like, you gotta be playing the Chiefs, Ravens, and Bills, and then are all together. Like they playing the Eagles, we playing like the top level. Like we play some teams that kind of around our level. You can't sit here and say the Jets are better than the Steelers. You can't sit here and say the Seahawks are better than the Steelers. You can't sit here and say the Patriots are better than the Steelers at this moment. The Browns are better than the Steelers. You can't say that. You might say the Vikings are better than the Steelers. The Bengals, you say their offense is better, but overall as a whole team, can you really say that they're really that much better than the Steelers? I don't think so. So Darren Lasky, you gotta think before you speak. You can't just say stuff and dispute the nonsense out like that. I know you're trying to do the clickbait stuff. They try to say like the Steelers gonna start 0-6, and then when we win, they try to make it seem like it's a miracle and stuff. The team not that bad. The team, only thing missing is the quarterback spot. And like the team is so horrible. Like the offense is just bad. Like Calvin Dawson, they be treating him like he's just horrible or something like that. He had 548 yards last year. Yes, he can maybe improve a little more like that if he's gonna be the second guy. But 548 yards last year. You got DK Metcalf as your number 1 guy. You got Robert Woods there. If you add another piece there, it might be cool as well. But you have a nice young old line. You have tight ends, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, guys who can get things done. Your defense is elite level defense. We seen what they did the past 3 years. They've been going out there being a top team and points, less points allowed, few points allowed. Been top 10 team the past few years in doing that and getting pressure and in turnovers and stuff. So to say the Steelers team is just like some bad team or like they make it sound like we just horrible. They like we like never like made the playoffs the past few years, like the back-to-back years. I know he lost in the playoffs, but they got the Steelers team is just bad like that. I don't understand the narrative they try to push. Like Mason Rudolph might not be the greatest quarterback in the world, but he's not that bad. He's not that bad actually. Like we've seen with the Steelers. With the Steelers, now the Titans is a different story. It's the Titans, but with the Steelers, he has a winning record as a starter. Including his last 3 starts from the season. He was 3-0 as a starter like that. And the Steelers offense averaged 27 points per game with him as the starter. So to say he's like that's like terrible or something like that like just bad or something, like it is making things up. So that is ESPN for you, of course. ESPN, the only thing they discuss when they discuss about other teams, they don't really know because they don't really study other teams. The only thing they talk about is Cowboys, LeBron, Cowboys, LeBron, Cowboys, LeBron, Chiefs, Cowboys, LeBron, Cowboys, LeBron, Cowboys, LeBron, Michael Jordan, LeBron debate, Cowboys, LeBron. It's the same topics every time. You miss one episode of ESPN, you be good. You can miss 100 episodes of ESPN and you still be good because it's the same topics every time. That's why I watch First Take and all that stuff, because it's the same stuff every time. But yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna talk about, the schedule stuff, of course, here. And then Aaron Rodgers is still a rumor. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen with him. Aaron Rodgers is still moving around, waiting for make a decision. He probably make it before training camp. We'll see if we go to Pittsburgh or we're going to the Vikings, wherever you're going to. But at the end of the day, I'm only worried about the people who are in that Steelers uniform. And I think the Steelers got some new uniforms coming as well. I think they mentioned something about a uniform, new uniforms that's coming for one of those weeks. So that should be interesting to see what classic uniforms they bring back. I love the block numbers. I feel like the block numbers might need to be our permanent uniforms, really. But we'll see what happens and what they do with that. But it's basically all the topics I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.